Joining me now from Capitol Hill is Representative Debbie Lesko, Republican from Arizona. She's a member of the House Judiciary Committee and the Rules Committee. Congresswoman Lesko, welcome back. You took to the floor earlier this morning giving an impassioned speech about the partisan nature of these impeachment proceedings. What troubles you most?
You know, this whole process really troubles me. First of all, the Democrats have no evidence. Not one of their Democratic witnesses was able to establish that the president committed bribery, treason, high crimes, or misdemeanors, which is required in the U.S. Constitution. I mean, they may say that they think they have proof, but they don't. None of their witnesses was able to establish that. So that's the most troubling. But then this whole pattern, the Democrats have been wanting to impeach the President of the United States since he got elected. I mean, 3 times they brought articles of impeachment to the floor of the U.S. House of Representatives. The most recent one was on July 17th of this year, which was days before the July 25th call between President Trump and President Zelensky. And do you know that 17 out of the 24 Judiciary Committee members that are Democrats already voted to move forward those articles of impeachment before the call? And the same thing with 5 out of 9 of the Rules Committee members. So they've been wanting to impeach President Trump since they got back into power, and they've done it. They're going to do it today. I don't think one Republican will vote for it. It is so partisan.
And I know you disagree
it's
with
such
him.
a hit job.
I know you disagree with impeachment.
Very unfair.
But as you've listened to testimony and read transcripts related to the impeachment inquiry, is there anything that gives you pause? Is there any concern you have for the president's actions?
Well, you know, it really doesn't matter. That question doesn't matter because we're talking about impeachment. So whether, you know, I think the president could have said something differently,
what about the
really
testimony of Gordon Sondland, who said he was working under the president's orders to put pressure on Ukraine to investigate political rivals? What about that testimony?
Yeah, when Ambassador Sondland started talking, that was quite concerning. But then he contradicted himself later. And then I found out that in deposition, he actually contradicted himself again. And he stated in testimony that no one in the entire world, the planet, told him that there was condition between the aid and any investigations into Ukraine. So he said he based it all on presumption.
But he did say there was conditions on that White House meeting.
Well, there was other witnesses that had conflicting reports. So, I mean, you can talk about that one witness like my Democrat colleagues want to do, but how about all the other witnesses that said there was no quid pro quo, that they found nothing wrong with the call? I mean, there's conflicting witnesses, and then Mr. Sondland changed his story multiple times. He actually had to redo his statement. So it's really hard to know when you have hearsay upon hearsay and that type of thing. There is no clear evidence. And as Mr. Nadler himself said just recently, last year, is that you need 3 things. You need clear evidence. I don't believe there's clear evidence. The evidence has to be so grave. No, because there is no clear evidence. And it has to be bipartisan. And this hasn't been bipartisan at all. Not one Republican voted for it in Judiciary. Not one Republican voted for it in Rules. And I suspect not one Republican will vote for it
the
tonight.
partisanship is clear. Now, you said the Democrats are, quote, tearing the country apart. So it looks like impeachment is going to happen. But what going forward can you do, can those in Congress do, to bring the country together, to work together in a bipartisan way?
Well, I plan to continue to work with my Democratic colleagues. They know that I'm passionate. I know they're passionate. But usually when I debate them on the floor of the House of Representatives as a member of the Rules Committee, I always walk over to them and shake their hands, usually say, good job at the debate. Don't agree with you at all, but good job. And I have done bipartisan bills. In fact, I just recently had 2 bills that passed out of the House of Representatives. So I can work with my Democratic colleagues. I hope that next year, when this is over with, they're going to start working on real issues, not like liberal issues that are pro-abortion and those type of things, but really things that we can work together on that will actually pass the Senate and get signed by the president. I hope they don't go back into this impeachment thing, as some of them have said they might do.
Representative Debbie Lesko, I know you've had a busy day. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.